So it looks like this. We get to here and reach to the inside. I'm gonna circle to my right. As I circle to my right, pull. I take my hand out and we end up in the front headlock. As I shoot my outside leg through, I open my hip up and then roll my partner over. I'm reaching for a shoulder, but I'm clamping my feet. We're gonna work on a pummeling drill. So we're gonna work on just pummeling, underhooks, overhooks. We're starting over, under position, the standing position. I usually assume that everyone knows how to do this. So we start doing it, and then I'm like, it just becomes a disaster. Okay, so we're gonna start off over under. So when I say over under, I have a right arm under hook. He has the right arm under. Okay, his right arm is under my arm. My right arm is under his arm. My left arm is an overhook. It doesn't have to be a deep overhook. So when I say overhook for right now, just grab your partner's tricep. Like your pointer finger should be inside the armpit. You can just kind of clamp your elbow down. Okay? It doesn't have to be a deep overhook, a deep whizzer. My hand's out in front of his chest, grabbing a hold of his tricep. Again, my pointer finger inside his armpit on this side. So now, whatever side I have the underhook, that's the side I lead my leg with. So I have a right arm underhook, my right leg is forward. And you're gonna feel really awkward if you have this leg back. Step that right leg forward, right arm underhook. Now when I look to pummel my hand to the inside, get my underhook on the opposite side, I take my hand to my chest, like this. So the same thing that I'm doing, my partner's gonna be doing as well. So I take my hand off his tricep, and I just place my hand to my chest here like this. Do not open up your elbow and try to dig your hand inside. Just take my hand to my chest here like this. Now from here, I'm gonna look to bring my head to the opposite side, and as I bring my head to the opposite side, he'll be pummeling his underhook, and this will turn into the overhook. As I bring my head to the opposite side, I switch my legs, and we're ending up in the same spot, just on the opposite side. Don't focus so much on throwing your head to the opposite side. Your head will follow. Your head's gonna go as you get your underhook. I have a left arm underhook, my left leg is forward. From here, again, my hand on the tricep, I just bring my hand to my chest. Now, as I transfer my head to the opposite side, my hand goes under, and I switch my leg. So when we're moving around, the drill should look like this. Freeze. You gotta move your head to the opposite side, otherwise you're gonna end up kissing your partner. Larry does it on purpose every single time. I have a hold of his tricep, again my hand inside the armpit. From here, I just bring my hand to my chest. Okay, again my right leg is forward because I have the underhook on the right side. Now, as I draw my head to the opposite side, this becomes the underhook. I switch my legs, now this becomes the overhook. We're just gonna be moving around with our partner, go back, forth. Okay, as you start to understand the pummeling portion of this, you can start to clamp your elbows a little bit and make it a little bit harder for your partner. Now with the underhook, you're reaching for your partner's lap, not by their head. What I want is I want to be able to control his back here. Because at some point I want to be able to move him around from this position. I won't be able to move him from his hips. I want to control him here. If I grab a hold of his hip, just like his back, I'm going to be losing the position. See how you lose the underhook? If I have my hand by his lap, I start to slide his back, right? Slide his back. I can still control my partner in this position. Okay, so hand stays high, we're just going back and forth. Good? All right, put 3 minutes on the clock. It'll take you 2 minutes to figure it out, and 1 minute to go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hand to the chest, swing to the other side. There you go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at setting up Anaconda chokes from the turtle position or front headlock position. We're getting it. Okay, so from the standing position, it's supposed to be doing takedowns all week. Let's start from the standing position. So let's come back up, sir. We've done this before where we have the over-under position and we set up that foot sweep. Off that foot sweep, we pull everything back, go into the front headlock. I love doing that one off of a right arm underhook. So if I get a right arm underhook here like this, I have easy time using this grip here like this to off balance my partner and then go front headlock. If I had a left arm underhook, I can't do it. My brain, I can't figure it out. So I was working something a little bit different last night in the competition class. I was watching J-Flow. You ever watch J-Flow, the judo guy? He's a great way to set up the front headlock off of a left arm underhook. He's a lefty, so he's a left arm underhook. So I was working this yesterday and I was having a lot of success getting into the front headlock. I mean, it doesn't involve much movement. It's just checking your partner's hip as if we're doing like a thigh pry, getting to the lat, and then creating this vacuum where we can have our leg in front. At some point when we start to off balance our partner, we remove our leg and we snap him into the front head. So off of this, I'm gonna go left arm underhook. So I have a left arm underhook on this side, my left leg is forward. So first thing I'm doing is I'm taking my overhook side, reaching to the inside of my partner's leg. So I'm digging my hand as deep as I can get it inside my partner's leg, where my elbow's gonna be up and my thumb is gonna be pointing down from this position. So right hand, reaching deep inside here. Okay, so I'm just shooting my hand to the inside. The goal is to get the weight on his right leg. By doing this, I'm blocking his hip so that his left leg can't follow going to his right, and my left hand is gonna be pulling down in his lap. As my partner starts to stumble, we have to pull our arm out, bring our shoulder out from underneath, and then go over their head. So it looks like this. We get to here and reach to the inside. I'm gonna circle to my right. As I circle to my right, pull. I take my hand out and we end up in the front headlock. So immediately, as soon as we end up in the front headlock, my right hand will be grabbing a hold of his chin. I'm looking to pull his head off to the side. So we have a chin strap and I'm pulling his head off to the side. So as if I'm trying to pull his chin towards my elbow here, like this. My left hand is gonna go wrist deep. So don't worry about connecting our hands. We're gonna go chin strap, pull. I have my partner's head turning the opposite direction. And then my left hand is gonna go wrist deep. At some point, we're gonna work on opening the elbow up and then connecting our hands with a choke. So I go left arm underhook. He has an underhook on his left side. So my right hand is reaching to the inside. So as I reach my hand to the inside, my elbow is pointing up and my thumb pointing down. So just straight arm from here. So the goal from here, so you can stay right there, is I want to lift. As I'm doing this left leg is coming off the mat. This left hand is going to be pulling like this. All the weight goes to his right leg. And as I do that and he starts to stumble, his hand will post on the mat and then my hand comes out and then we cover. So we start here, over under. Take my hand to the inside. My left hand is reaching for his lat. As I circle out in this direction, pulling down, I'm really trying to corkscrew my arm inside his left hip. Here. So you see how his hand touches the mat? As he starts to come down, I remove my left leg, I remove my left arm to cover his head. Once we cover, I'm catching his chin and I'm pulling his chin out in this direction. So just think about pull the chin, like I'm pulling the chin towards my elbow in this direction, and my wrist is going inside of his bicep. So it's not here, okay? I'm not gonna be able to pull his arm open, so I go wrist deep from this position, so at some point, we gotta start to open everything up and then connect our hands. Here, over under from here. My right hand, overhook side, reaches to the inside. Elbow points up and my thumb is pointing down. I circle in this direction as I'm pulling on his lap. My hand comes out, my leg comes back. If I don't take my leg back, he's gonna land on top of my knee. Okay, so I remove my leg as I cover his head, catch his chin, and then open that up. My hand, this way, goes right to the inside of his bicep. So I'm going wrist deep, here like this. So I'm not just grabbing, wrist deep, so I can really start to pull. We wanna connect our hands, okay? So hand to the inside, I'm reaching to the lat, I'm circling to that same side. As I pull, open his hip up. As soon as he posts, I remove my leg and my hand and we cover the head. Okay, let's go 2 and 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And now look, okay, now the last step, as he goes down, the right arm comes out. Yeah. There you go. Sorry. Take your arm out. Yep, and now pull your arm out at the same time. That's it. That's it. That's what I pull your arm out.
See how both my legs are far away and I'm feeling pressure.
So because I can't pull my hand to the inside, I can't get my hand inside. So we could just take our hand, some of you guys go like this, and you have double unders that you're trying to do. You can't get the underhook. Then if I had this, I would just connect my hands, we go body lock, we go singles. I can't get the underhook. So I can't get this. He's clamping tight. So I get to his hip here. As I circle and I'm pulling down, you're removing your arm and your leg. So my underhook and my left leg have to go back. Otherwise, we're gonna get jammed up. So as I circle this way, I pull everything out. So he has to turn his hips to his right to square up with me, and then we can catch our partner's head. So you're timing. A lot of you guys are getting your partner down to the mat, you're leaving your hand under. So just try to remove it as they're going down. Move your arm and your leg, and then cover your partner's head. Okay?
Underhook side.
Underhook side. Whatever side is pulling. You pull, let go, and let your arm come out. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, circle to your left. As you pull down with your right hand out. You're gonna circle to your left. No, your hips circle to your left. Pull, pull. Now, right arm. Yes, right arm. So again, I guess like I just started working this last night, and like I had success with this. Again, my right arm side, I have a different situation. I'll go like I'll use that foot sweep, take my arm out, front headlock. But if I have a left arm underhook, no idea what I'm doing. Okay, I can't set up that foot sweep from there. Usually because my right leg is forward. That was working using that the hand on the lat to pull, and then just throwing my hand to the inside and then pulling, having my hands touch the mat. So now let's go into the Anaconda choke. The goal from here, there's a few ways to do this. Really tight way of doing this. It's called the elbow to elbow, like controlling our elbows here. We're gonna cinch up our arms tight. 2 weeks ago, we did the reverse head and arm where our hands were connected. Remember, we were here like this. We opened it up, we shot our hand through, we had our hands connected here like this, and we worked on sitting through, throwing our leg over, opening everything up, and then setting up the choke from here. Same principles. As soon as we get to here, we're controlling the chin, I'm opening his chin up. Now this time when we shoot our hand through, we're not gonna clasp our hands. The hand that's shooting under our partner's head is gonna control our partner's armpit. So I'm gonna take my hand to the inside and control the armpit, and then we're gonna double up where I'm gonna reach for my own elbow. So it looks like this. We get to here, I'm in the front headlock, I have his chin, I'm opening it up. My left hand is wrist deep. So I wanna be able to pull him towards me, or pull his elbow towards me, and then towards my knee. So it's this, here. Now I can work on shooting this right hand deep inside. So I bring my head towards the center line, and I shoot my hand nice and deep. Now the first grip we're gonna make is I'm reaching for his shoulder. So hand reaches for the shoulder, my thumb is inside his armpit. I go back with my head to cinch this up, and now my left hand is gonna reach for my own elbow. So I take my left hand and I reach for my own elbow here like this. So I'm hugging his head and arm in this position. It's a really strong position. So I'm hugging his head and arm, and by the time I roll my partner, I'm gonna be able to lock my hands up. So as opposed to being here and then rolling our head through and then trying to set this up, grabbing a hold of the armpit or the shoulder, I'm reaching for my own elbow and I'm clamping nice and tight. Now, when I start to roll my partner over, my head is gonna drop down underneath my partner. So I take my head and I drop it down here. So I'm bringing my head inside his armpit. I'm gonna look to get on my toes. My outside leg is gonna shoot through. As I shoot my outside leg through, I open my hip up and then roll my partner over. So now once we roll our partner over, we wanna make sure that they're on their side. So right now he's perfectly on his side. It's a perfect time to set this up. When it comes to defending for the person that's getting choked, we wanna open their elbow up. So he wants to take his elbow and he wants to start to open it up. Just keep opening it, exactly. So now I start to lose the position. So first thing we're doing is we're stopping that elbow from opening up by bringing our knee up towards our elbow and then just covering. So now when he goes to open his elbow up, it's running into my leg. And now from here, this is where we start to lock everything up. My right hand is gonna reach and grab a hold of my bicep. So I remove my left hand towards my elbow, I just kind of pull it out for a second. I just pull my hand over and I'm reaching for my bicep. They even work. You're actually going past your bicep and you're going towards your tricep here. I make my grip and then I roll my wrist. Okay, so it's not this. I wanna make sure I'm fully covering from this position. And now as soon as I grab a hold of this first grip, I start to walk my hand up towards my partner's shoulder. So I wanna close the space, so I continue to walk as much as I can from this position. So my left hand is walking up towards his shoulder in this direction. Now we start to apply the choke. It's gonna be a combination of my chest pushing his head in towards my arm, and it's gonna be my hand walking up towards his shoulder and my left elbow clamping down. So I walk my hips in. As I walk my hips in, I'm reaching for a shoulder, but I'm clamping my top elbow down. Walking my hand up here. This hand is walking towards the shoulder here like this. Now I want to use my chest to push his head into my bicep. So I'm walking my chest and my hips forward as I clamp my top elbow down to close all the space. What's strong about this position is usually when we get here like this and we connect our hands, if I just roll, and it's not wrong, you can definitely get it from here. If I just roll through here like this, by the time I get to here and I try to throw my leg over, his elbow starts to open up. And look where my hands are. I'm not even close to my bicep. Okay? But if I can get my hands here, elbow to elbow, I just need to block and then start to reach. Okay? So your hands are already set in place. You just got to get your second hand up towards your partner's shoulder. Front headlock, I'm opening his chin up towards this elbow, wrist deep. So I'm pulling his elbow towards me and then towards his head. Here. Now I can shoot my hand through. I want to make sure that this arm is nice and long. Let's just turn. In order for me to shoot my arm deep inside, I have to slide my head in this direction. If I keep my head to the outside of the shoulder, this is all I got. So as I slide my head all the way over, now I can reach for his shoulder. So I have his shoulder on this side here. Now I just take my left hand and I reach for my far elbow. So my elbow covers my hand covers my elbow here. And now my head drops down underneath my partner. If I leave my head on top, you're gonna end up rolling on top of your head. So I pull my head down towards his shoulder. And now I start to get on my toes. And I start to bring my outside leg to the inside. I turn my hip over. to roll. So as soon as we get here, I take my hand and I reach for my tricep. This hand will be pointing down like this. So I take my thumb pointing down so I can cinch this up and then start to walk my hand towards the shoulder. So my hips start to climb down and it brings this hand closer to the shoulder. And now for the finish, it's my chest pushing its head into the arm. It's my hand walking up towards the shoulder. It's my elbow clamping down. Here on the chin strap, wrist deep, open, shoot my hand through. I bring my head back to the same position. Now I cover the elbow, or cover my hand with my elbow. My hand covers my own elbow. Now I start to bring my head down on my toes and roll everything over. Okay? Because he's on his side, I can easily just adjust. If your partner flattens out, okay, no, bring your back. Yes. So this is going to be hard to work with. This you can start to transition into dark chokes. If your partner defends, like flatten himself out, but let's just assume that he's still on his side. So we get to here, walk my hand out, my thumb points down, I reach my tricep, and I walk the second hand towards the shoulder. So I want to close the space by walking my hand towards the shoulder, clamping his elbow down, walking my hips towards his hips, and finishing the choke. Some of you guys are asking, can I just grab my bicep off the bat and then by the time I roll, it's already there? You might be able to, but the thing is when you roll, because you grab, so if I go like this here and I grab my bicep here, see where my head is? I didn't make that adjustment where my head is underneath my partner. So if you roll, the person's gonna land on top of you or you're gonna get stuck. So I might end up like this where I'm trying to roll them and I'm stuck. Widen your knees. And I'm stuck like this. So when I'm here, it's really pulling. I'm trying to pull this arm across here and then connect my hands so that my head is under. So my head is underneath him, so by the time I roll, I'm on my side. Right now, I don't have to worry about, like, I feel like I'm in a really good position to just lock my hands up here. When you're going live, you're gonna have the person opening their elbow up. So make sure that your knee is connected to your elbow. So by the time you roll, you're here, it should just be this. So when it does go to open up that elbow, you're just keeping downward pressure, and then we can work on cinching the hands up. So for right now, when you're doing this, make sure your elbow is over your wrist so that your head can get underneath your partner, and then make the adjustments once you start to go. Everything's locked in place. This elbow to elbow position is really tight. And then when you throw it, you might be able to submit the person without even locking your hands. If everything's done right and that leg's over the elbow, but adjust when you get there. Don't try to lock it in that position because they're gonna start to open their elbow up, and then your head's gonna get stuck. Okay, ready? 1, 2.
This is tall. Oh, this is Anaconda. Yes.
Just take elbow to elbow. Keep your leg heavy. You keep that pressure. Open your chest up. You might even tap there too. We're gonna start off in this elbow to elbow position. Okay, so you're gonna start elbow to elbow. It's always done, right? We get here like this, we connect our hand, drop my head down, I can roll through. I can always work on adjusting and then getting to here. But you see how much, see how my elbow's open? So like we're fighting in this position. I'm looking to close my elbow, he's looking to open his elbow. This is a fight, right? So like why not start, let's go back, already here like this, where I can really control his elbow in this position. So if he tries to open his elbow up, it's gonna be extremely hard. And by the time I drop my head down, like I might be able to just go like this and finish from this position. Like I don't really have to clasp my hands. But now I can just take my hand through, thread it through, and then reach my partner's shoulder. Around our partner's head and arm, and just make something happen there. So look for your chokes, Anaconda chokes, those reverse head and arms we were doing. All else fails, just spin to the back. Okay? Bottom person, look to escape. So any other position than being turtled up right now will be an escape. Good, ready? 1, 2, 3.